Have you ever thought about how many times you let yourself get caught up in situations that, deep down, don't deserve your energy? Life is full of challenges, but often we make things harder by worrying about trivial stuff. The Stoic philosopher, Athenodorus of Tarsus, teaches us that we shouldn't let emotions that throw us off balance take control. This quote invites us to reflect on the importance of cultivating an unshakable mind. In this video, we'll explore 3 key lessons that can change how you handle everyday problems. Stoicism teaches that true wisdom lies in knowing what's under our control and what's not. When we understand this difference, we can avoid unnecessary suffering. Imagine what your life would be like if you stopped stressing over things you can't change. That's the essence of Stoicism, living rationally, in harmony with nature and the circumstances around us. Are you ready to learn how to stop suffering over nonsense and build a stronger, calmer mind? The lessons we'll discuss today are practical and accessible. You don't need to become a famous philosopher, just adopt a new way of seeing the world. The first lesson teaches the importance of acceptance. Accepting that life is imperfect and that we can't control everything is the first step toward emotional freedom. The second lesson highlights the importance of focusing on the present. Too often we get lost in the past or worry about the future, but the moment that truly matters is now. And the third lesson shows how resilience can be developed. By facing adversity with courage and calm, we become stronger and better equipped to handle new challenges. Throughout this video, you'll discover how to apply these lessons in your daily life, developing a mindset that stays steady when difficulties arise. Stoic philosophy offers valuable tools to face life's ups and downs with dignity and clarity. Get ready to free yourself from needless suffering and embrace a new way of living, where you are the main character of your own story. In short, let's explore together how to stop suffering over small stuff and build an unshakable mind through Stoic lessons. Join us on this journey of self-knowledge and personal growth. After all, life is too short to worry about things that don't matter. Stoicism is a school of philosophy that began in ancient Greece around the 3rd century BC and later developed in Rome. Its founders, like Zeno of Citium, sought to understand how to live virtuously and in harmony with reason. Over the centuries, philosophers such as Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius expanded and refined these teachings, offering valuable insights that still resonate with us today. Seneca, through his letters and essays, emphasized living according to nature and reason, addressing topics like death and life's brevity. Epictetus, who started life as a slave, taught that true freedom comes from controlling our reactions and emotions toward external events. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, shared reflections on life and morality in his meditations, highlighting the need to maintain calm in adversity. In today's world, filled with uncertainties and challenges, Stoicism is more relevant than ever. Everyday pressures, work stress, health anxieties, economic uncertainty can lead to constant worry and suffering. Stoic philosophy gives us tools to face these struggles. For example, during crises, many feel overwhelmed by the urge to control everything around them. But Stoic wisdom teaches us to distinguish between what we can and cannot control. This dichotomy of control is a core Stoic idea and applies to many modern situations. Imagine a common scenario. You're dealing with work problems, tight deadlines, and pressure to perform. It's easy to get wrapped up in frustration and anxiety trying to control all the external factors. However, by applying the dichotomy of control, you focus on what's really within your power, your attitude, reactions, and efforts. This approach builds a sense of autonomy and clarity, letting serenity prevail amid chaos. Not only does this reduce distress, but it also boosts your performance, helping you stay focused and efficient. Furthermore, Stoicism teaches us to value the present moment. In a world obsessed with the future and expectations, getting lost in worries about what's ahead can be paralyzing. Living in the now, a key Stoic principle, encourages us to appreciate each experience, no matter what it is. By adopting this mindset, challenges become opportunities for growth and learning, not obstacles. Another important Stoic principle today is resilience. Life has its ups and downs, and the ability to bounce back from hardship is crucial. Stoics believe suffering is inevitable, and that rather than avoiding pain, we should face it with courage. This doesn't mean being insensitive, but understanding deeply that pain and difficulty are temporary and offer valuable lessons. Facing challenges with this mindset gives us strength and determination to keep moving forward. Also, practicing gratitude, a Stoic virtue, is a powerful way to build an unshakable mind. Instead of focusing on what's missing or going wrong, gratitude helps us recognize and appreciate what we have. This creates a more positive mental space and helps us deal with difficulties more evenly. By practicing gratitude daily, we're reminded that even in tough situations, there's always something to be thankful for. Stoicism's relevance also extends to relationships. In a world where interactions can be charged with strong emotions and impulsive reactions, Stoic principles teach us to approach conflicts calmly and with understanding. Practicing empathy, combined with maintaining composure when provoked, is a key for harmonious living. Through a Stoic lens, we're challenged to see the human side of those around us, knowing everyone faces their own inner battles. Finally, it's important to note that Stoicism isn't about resignation, but conscious action. By understanding and accepting what we can't change, we're free to act where we can. This blend of acceptance and deliberate action is the essence of an unshakable mind. Instead of being swept away by negative emotions, we can cultivate a courage, love, and wisdom, facing life with a resilient spirit. So, reflecting on the lessons from Athenodorus of Tarsus and great Stoic thinkers, we're invited to stop suffering over nonsense and embrace a life of virtue and self-awareness. The tools Stoicism offers are timeless and can guide us in an increasingly complex world. By cultivating calm, gratitude, and resilience, we're better equipped to face life's challenges and find meaning in our experiences. Thus, Stoicism becomes not just an ancient philosophy, but a valuable companion on the journey of self-discovery and personal growth. So when we think about the importance of virtue and wisdom in our lives, we're invited to reflect on how these principles can be applied every day. By practicing virtue, we're not just improving our own lives, but also contributing to a more harmonious environment around us. This applies not only at work, but in all our interactions, showing that Stoic philosophy isn't some distant theory. It's a living, relevant practice today. Virtue and wisdom are, without a doubt, powerful allies in the quest for an unshakable mind. When we commit to these ideals, we're planting seeds for a calmer, more resilient future. It's a journey that starts with small steps, but can deeply transform how we live over time. In the end, what really matters is how we choose to react to life's circumstances. By embracing virtue and wisdom, we find not only the strength to face adversity, but also the inner peace we all seek. This is the essence of Stoicism, and an invitation to live more fully and mindfully. One of the deepest lessons Stoicism offers is the practice of emotional detachment. Throughout life, we all face pain, disappointments, and loss. Human nature often leads us to cling too tightly to people, outcomes, and even our own expectations. But Stoic philosophy teaches us that true control over our emotions and reactions comes from the ability to detach from what we cannot control. This skill doesn't mean becoming insensitive or unfeeling. Rather, it means learning to observe our feelings without letting them control us. When we talk about emotional detachment, it's crucial to understand that it's about accepting the impermanence of things. In life, everything is temporary. People come and go, situations change, and circumstances can shift quickly. When we cling to a fixed idea of how things should be, we set ourselves up for constant suffering. Imagine a moment when you lost something valuable, a job, a relationship, or even a dream. The suffering that follows is often made worse by how tightly we hold on to that loss. Let's look at a practical example. Think of someone who got fired from their job. The initial reaction might be despair and anger, feelings that can consume us. But if that person practices emotional detachment, they can start to see the situation differently. Instead of focusing on what was lost, they might reflect on new opportunities that could come from this change. A chance to find a new job, reinvent themselves, or pursue a dream they'd set aside. Emotional detachment helps that person stay calm and centered, even in the face of major disappointment. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, is an inspiring example of how emotional detachment can be beneficial. In his writings, he often reflected on life's transience and how this should encourage us to live with greater wisdom. He understood that much suffering comes from the expectations we create. By letting go of those expectations, he was able to face challenges with a clear and balanced mind. One of Marcus Aurelius's key lessons is remembering that while we don't control external events, we have full control over how we react to them. By emotionally detaching, we let life flow naturally without forcing outcomes or clinging to ideals that may never come true. This approach helps us cultivate an unshakable mind, freeing us from the burden of expectations and accepting reality as it is. Also, emotional detachment doesn't mean being indifferent to people or feelings. On the contrary, it's possible to love and care for others while maintaining healthy emotional boundaries. This balance lets us support those we love without getting lost in their struggles or disappointments. When we combine affection with healthy detachment, we become a source of strength and support without compromising our own emotional well-being. By applying emotional detachment in daily life, you may notice a big shift in how you handle difficulties. For example, instead of losing sleep over a disagreement with a friend, you might choose to reflect on the situation and decide whether it's worth holding on to anger or better to seek reconciliation. This change in perspective can ease your own suffering and open the door for constructive dialogue. Another example is coping with the loss of a loved one. The pain is unavoidable, but clinging to the idea that things should be different can prolong our suffering. Accepting the reality of loss, honoring the memory of the person, and understanding that life goes on are important steps toward healing. Emotional detachment reminds us that while pain is part of the human experience, it doesn't have to define us. We can grieve and feel sadness, but at the same time, keep living the life we've been given. So, emotional detachment is a practice that invites us to observe our emotions with a critical yet compassionate eye. It's not about suppressing feelings, but recognizing, like everything in life, that they're temporary. This gives us the freedom to choose how we respond and behave in the face of adversity. Over time, this practice can become a powerful ally in the search for an unshakable mind. As you start applying these principles, remember that detachment is a process. It doesn't happen overnight, but is a continuous journey of learning and growth. Every small victory in letting go emotionally is a step toward a more balanced and peaceful life. With time, you may find that by releasing attachment to things beyond your control, you become stronger, more resilient, and better able to face life's challenges. So by embracing emotional detachment, you not only align yourself with Stoic teachings, but also equip yourself with a powerful tool to navigate life's uncertainties. This practice allows you to live with greater clarity, purpose, and, above all, inner peace. After all, as the Stoics teach us, true freedom comes from within, our ability to accept what we cannot change and find serenity amid life's chaos. Life is full of challenges, and often we face situations that make us suffer over things that ultimately don't matter. In this next topic, we'll dive deeper into the Stoic concept of living according to nature, a fundamental principle inviting us to reflect on our role in the world and how to act with integrity and reason. Stoic philosophy teaches us that living in harmony with nature isn't just a goal, but a way to find true inner peace. When we talk about living according to nature, we mean a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the cosmos. It means recognizing that we're part of a larger whole and that our actions and decisions affect not just us, but the world around us. By accepting this interconnectedness, we can begin to act in ways that reflect this reality. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "Life is like a play. It's not how long it lasts, but how well it is performed." This makes us ask, how are we playing our part in life? Living according to nature means acting in line with reason and virtue instead of being swept away by uncontrolled emotions or social expectations. It's an invitation to free ourselves from distractions and focus on what truly matters. Imagine for a moment that you're in a forest. Every tree, every animal, every part of nature plays a vital role in the ecosystem. Just like in nature, each of us has a crucial role to play in life. When we accept this, we find a purpose that goes beyond our daily frustrations. Let's look at a practical example. Suppose you're dealing with a conflict at work. Instead of reacting impulsively with anger or frustration, you can choose to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what is my role here? How can I act with integrity and reason? This approach not only helps to calm the situation, but also lets you respond in a way that reflects your values. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of self-discipline and resilience, qualities that grow when we decide to live according to nature. The Stoics remind us that true happiness isn't found in external circumstances, but in how we respond to them. Epictetus, another great Stoic thinker, said, "It's not things that disturb us, but our opinions about them." So, when we accept our role in the world and act according to reason, we find not only peace, but also the freedom to live fully. That freedom isn't the absence of challenges, but the ability to face them with a clear mind. Living in harmony with nature also means accepting that some things are beyond our control. Often, we worry too much about events we can't change. Stoic philosophy teaches us to distinguish what we can control and what we can't. By focusing our energy on what's within our power, our attitudes and reactions, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Acceptance is one of the keys to inner calm. When we accept life's circumstances, we gain strength to act constructively. Cicero, a contemporary of the Stoics, said, "Nature gave us reason as a guide for life." Reason allows us to discern what is true and meaningful, helping us align our actions with our true selves. Every decision we make should reflect this reason, our understanding of the world and of ourselves. When we live by this principle, we become not only more authentic, but also more connected to the universe around us. Another important part of living according to nature is practicing gratitude. The Stoics encourage us to cultivate appreciation for what we have and the lessons life offers, even in hardship. This doesn't mean ignoring pain or difficulties, but recognizing that every experience has something to teach us. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, The life of each individual is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. By embracing change and learning from it, we find a path to serenity. Furthermore, living according to nature calls us to act with integrity. Integrity is central to Stoic philosophy. Making choices aligned with our principles and values not only strengthens our character, but allows us to live authentically. When we act with reason and ethics, we build a life worth living. This harmony between our actions and values gives us true peace of mind. So how can we apply these teachings daily? Start by observing your reactions and thoughts. Ask yourself, am I acting according to nature? Am I being true to myself and others? This self-examination helps align our actions with our beliefs. Also, set aside time for contemplation. Stoic meditation, reflecting on the day and evaluating our actions, can be a powerful tool to strengthen this connection with nature. Ultimately, living according to nature is a journey. It's an ongoing process of learning and growth. As we strive to integrate these principles, we don't just build an unshakable mind, we find a deep sense of peace and fulfillment. Stoic wisdom teaches us that life is an opportunity to express our highest potential. By accepting our role in the grand theater of life and acting with integrity, we can rise above suffering and find meaningful purpose. So always remember, living according to nature is a path to inner freedom. It's a conscious choice to seek what is true, good, and beautiful, no matter the external circumstances. By embracing this philosophy, we become not only more resilient, but also more aligned with the universe's order, finding the peace we long for. In this video, we explore valuable lessons from the Stoic philosopher Athenodorus of Tarsus. Throughout our talk, we discuss how to stop suffering over trivial things and develop an unshakable mind. First, it's crucial to understand that many of our worries are illusions we create in our minds. Athenodorus teaches us not to get caught up in negative thoughts, but to focus on what's truly within our reach. The practice of acceptance is key to tranquility. By accepting things as they are, we redirect our energy to what really matters in life. Also important is the distinction between what we can control and what we cannot. We often get stressed about external situations, but true freedom comes from focusing on our own actions and reactions. Remember, how we respond to adversity is what truly defines our experience. Finally, cultivating gratitude is essential. By appreciating what we have and the little things in life, we can change our perspective and free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Now, I invite you to apply these Stoic teachings in your daily life. Try making a list of things you can't control and another of things you can. Focus on the second list and see how your life changes. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and share this video with friends who might benefit from these lessons. To close, remember Seneca's words. Life is like a play. We must learn to perform our role well. Reflect on that and always strive to act with wisdom and calm. Let's take this journey of transformation together.